Hello savers, in this video we'll go over 4 different scenarios to see if bankruptcy is the right option for them. You might even be considering bankruptcy right now. Chapter 7 looks really good. Maybe your wages are being garnished or you just can't make your ends meet. Step through these 4 scenarios with me to see if you see yourself in any of them and if you can come to a different conclusion for your bankruptcy or perhaps not bankruptcy situation. Scenario 1, a single man takes home $75,000 in salary in New York City in the year 2020. His job is secure through the pandemic. His wages are being garnished by the IRS for $15,000 of back-owed taxes. He has defaulted on his $45,000 of student loans. He owes $14,000 in high-interest credit card debt, about 25% APR. He's considering filing for bankruptcy. He doesn't have any assets to sell except for his car. What would you do? Let's talk through it. You cannot offload student loan debt. You cannot offload IRS debt. The only thing he has to offload is $14,000 of credit card debt. His wages are already being garnished. I've worked with scenarios like this before in the past. He can restructure his life and get out of debt without bankruptcy. Scenario 2. A married couple makes $89,000 together and have 2 school-age children. They have $85,000 in credit card debt over 14 different credit cards. They owe $150,000 left on their house and are struggling to make payments. They don't have student loans left, but they do have a car loan of $40,000. They live in a suburb of Charlotte, North Carolina. They're behind on their credit card and behind on their car loan. They're worried about their car being repossessed. What would you do? Let's walk through it. Yes, they have $85,000 of credit card debt and $40,000 owed on their car. They're probably underwater on their car. Here's what I would do. I would set up the debt snowball and start paying it smallest to largest. Figure out the priorities between husband and wife, and if that car really fits in their priorities now that they are contemplating bankruptcy. After that, they might decide to sell their car. I think that's a great idea. Making $89,000, they can pay off this debt within a year and a half if they really hustle hard. I do think that working the debt snowball, working to get out of debt is their best option here. Scenario 3. A single woman makes $50,000 in 2020 in Columbus, Ohio. She has no children, rents her apartment, and has $32,000 left on her student loans, a $15,000 car note, and $42,000 in credit card debt. She's current on her student loans, pays her rent on time, but is behind on her car note and credit card bills. She has $3,000 of medical bills and collections. What would you do? Okay, savers, let's walk through this. She cannot offload her student loans. She can offload her car note and credit card debt if a Chapter 7 bankruptcy gets accepted. I don't think that's a good idea still. As a single woman in Columbus, Ohio, she could very well restructure her life and start paying off her debt rapidly. I would not declare bankruptcy in her case. I would instead work that debt snowball, figure out how long it's going to take her to pay off her debt, and get rid of that debt forever. Scenario 4. A married couple makes $95,000 together in 2020 in Portland, Oregon. They're both around 60 years old, have retirement savings of $700,000 in a 401k and Roth IRAs combined. The husband has a pension through the government that will mature in 5 years. His wife recently completed chemotherapy. They have medical debt of $80,000 from the 3 years of her treatment and no other debt. Thankfully, they had health insurance, but it didn't cover as much as they thought it would. What would you do? Let's walk through it. This couple is nearing retirement. They have a lot of assets, but they also have $80,000 of medical debt. Medical debt is the #1 cause of bankruptcy in the United States. In this case, this couple makes too much money to declare Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Instead, they'd be looking at a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. It's not worth it. They have too many assets. to get out of any of this medical debt. They'd have to sell them and pay off their creditors and then restructure the debt from there. Do it without bankruptcy. They can sell whatever they have. They can work their butts off like they are already. Yes, I understand she's a cancer survivor. She can do it too. I've seen it happen. And get out of this debt within a year. So no, I would not declare bankruptcy in this case. Drop a comment down below if you have any other questions, or if you disagree with me, tell me why. Check out saverstreet.com for our financial coaching or budget makeover services. I hope to see you there.